Please note that this podcast contains offensive language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Boom, boom.
If you are looking for an audible copy of Ravaged by the T-Rex,
A sign? This isn't it, by the way.
tips for brighter skin,
Ooh, or recommendations on what to do with your leftover mulling spices from the holidays.
then this is not the podcast for you. Oh, we're never going to get that right.
Yeah.
I'm Sarah, and that's Haley, and we're here to rock your world. Cue the music, maestro.
Hey, before we go any further, we need to thank our sponsors, Fansets. This episode of Rewind is brought to you by Fansets. It is the place to get your awesome pin collectibles. They have close to 200 officially licensed Star Trek pins to pick from, with new ones coming out every month. See all those pins and collectibles they have to offer at fansets.com. Fansets, we are Star Trek.
Absolutely. And I have two things to say about Fansets.
Bring it on.
Actually, you know what? Screw it. I have three things to say about Fansets. One,
2, 3.
they have updated their website and it looks phenomenal. It's easy to use. So get on there and get to using it. 2,
Super.
they have released some new pins, which include ones that look like dog tags for Picard's dog. They're so cute. And they also released a set of stuff for Big Bang Theory if you're a fan of Big Bang Theory.
I am.
So,
I know you're not really.
Yeah, but that's cool. The pins look great. And also, big surprise, we now have our very own code that you can use. If you listen to the full podcast and listen to the end, you will get a code from us that you can use in your checkout to get 15% off your purchases. How generous is that of Fansets?
Love you, Fansets. Thank you.
Okay, so before we get into the usual antics, which I'm thinking like we're continually raising the bar because after last hot mess episode, like now I'm just like, okay, guess I'm not going to quit drinking for the holidays. So before we get into that kind of craziness, we obviously wanted to take the time and just kind of carve out a little space for Renee. As you all know, Renee Auberjonois, I hope I said that correctly, passed away. He was the beloved actor of so many things, but most notably for a lot of the community that we're involved in is playing Odo on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Now, I am a recent viewer of Deep Space Nine. I did watch it a little bit when it first came out and I really liked it. And then I kind of lost interest and then I've come back to it. And, one of the things that kind of drew me back into watching the show was, yes, people who really advocate for the show say it's my favorite for so many reasons. And I'm like, well, they're pretty strong statements. Like, I got to watch this show. But one of the things that really drew me to it was the character of Odo and Quark. To me, it's like the R2 and C-3PO of Star Trek. Like they bicker, but they give a shit about each other, but they hate each other. It's that dynamic duo that you just love to watch. It's just such a good partnership. And I loved it throughout the whole series. So it's kind of what drew me back to the show. So Odo definitely is kind of one of the cooler characters in my opinion. And Quark, I mean, you're part of the pair, but yeah, I mean, that was just one of the things that I always remembered. And whenever he was at like Star Trek Las Vegas, he always was just like kind of like the cool guy. Like he always had like really cool clothes. And I remember seeing him always hanging out at the Starbucks and he was so approachable and he was so nice and just like a handsome old guy that was just so stoked to be doing what he's doing and sharing it with everybody. And it was such a tragic loss to have him go so fast and so soon. So, yeah. That's kind of really all I had to say about it. I couldn't begin to even think about what were my favorite Odo moments. I mean, he was such a big character for that show and made some of the most like memorable, my fake word, rememberable. I made up that word, by the way. Scenes of a character who's looking for what it is to be an individual while being the most unique person of anything, because he was a one-of-a-kind character for so long, and alien and all that. So, it's a big loss and it's sad, and it'll be sad to not see him. I wish I had gotten a photo with him, but I did get his autograph, which was really cool. I have the autograph ticket in my Nook. I'm looking at it right now. It was ticket number 0264.
What does it mean?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So
yeah, thanks for that. I don't really have anything to add. I just, I agree with you. So sad.
All right.
So what's new with you?
Well, what is new with me? You know what? It's a new year. And not only that, it's a new decade.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy fucking New Year.
Happy 2020.
You know what? I said I was going to drink less, and I got myself a giant fucking cup full of rum and Coke as per the request of the Twitter universe.
The Twitters told you what to drink, and you're just doing it. What if they told you to jump off a bridge?
I'd say which one?
Oh, yeah.
But also, I wouldn't, because that's peer pressure. What is new with me? Not much, actually. The holidays are gone. I'm glad. I'm not a huge fan of the holidays. I've said that multiple times.
What are you doing with your leftover mulling spices?
I don't have any leftover mulling spices because we didn't cook this year. So the decorations were scarce and they were gone on Boxing Day. I enjoyed 5 days off from work and kind of just took that time to like do a little bit of that reflection of the last decade, because the last 10 years, the time between 2010 and 2020 were amazing. And I have nothing but wonderful things to say about the last 10 years of my life. And I got to do so many cool things, and I got to fall in love and become a dog mom and meet thousands of people in the car community and start learning how to cross stitch and embroider. And it was a great 10 years, and I'm excited for the next 10 years. And that's kind of all I really have to say about that.
Oh, that's so good. I like it.
Yeah. What about
positive?
Right? Because positivity is awesome. And I'm really trying with that because fuck positivity, man. The world is falling apart. Half of it's on fire, and World War III is around the corner.
I know.
Drink of it if you got it.
Right? Cheers. I'm having a Pinot Grigio. I'm back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's Italian.
Yeah.
Or Italian, as some people might say.
What's new with you?
Well, I went to Ottawa, Ontario.
Never heard of it.
Holidays. Yeah, it's the capital of Canada.
Oh my God.
Don't know if you've ever been back east during the winter, but it's like kind of chilly. So of course I forgot both my winter coats, and instead I managed not to die outside by wearing just a cozy vest and a toque. It was helpful also that the weather was like +3 and it didn't snow while we were there. But I saw the federal parliament buildings, which was super cool. The Supreme Court building, which was really kind of ominous. And we even went across the bridge into Quebec just to say that we did it. I went into a store there. The lady said bonjour as if I fucking recognize French as a national language.
What?
I know. I was like, yeah. Anyway, there's also this discount store called Giant Tiger that I've been obsessed with ever since I saw their flyers.
Giant Tiger?
Have you ever heard of Giant Tiger?
No.
I've never talked to you. Okay. So basically this is a discount. It's like a Zellers with lipstick. But even, it's not even like half of it's a hardware store. The other half is like meat and then like fancy soaps and DVDs.
Oh my God.
The idea is
sold.
So ever since I first saw their flyers, I've been obsessed. So basically what they like to do in their flyers is show their prices and beat out the competitors, but it's really weird the way they do it. So say they have like a 4-pack of washcloths and they're like $5, like that's what they're selling them for. And then underneath it's like in bold red print, why pay $6.73 to $7.19, as if these like obscure price ranges actually reflect the competitors. I'm like, what the hell? Or like, I don't know, like a comforter, $29. Why pay $44.97 to $52.81? Like, it's just the fucking weirdest thing. Anyway, I went to 2 of
Jumbo
them. Jumbo Lion. I brought a flyer home. I'm going to frame it. I can only hope they'll come out west someday. That's my biggest update. Giant Tiger. Holy shit.
Can always count on you to have a good shopping story.
Oh,
I love a deal.
I gotta say, like, I went in there, I'm like, man, I really need Band-Aids. So they had this like section with, toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, shampoo, anything except Band-Aids. But then they've got like 750 square feet dedicated to like blackout blinds. It's just the weirdest fucking store. Anyway, loved it. Giant Tiger.
Sweet. Yeah. Next time you're there, you're gonna have to do a live video feed or something for the listeners.
I can.
Because everyone's dying to know more.
There's a picture of me.
People are like turning off the podcast right now.
That's fine. I don't care.
Delete.
There's a picture of me in front of Giant Tiger that I'll send to you because it's me being very excited.
I love it. Are we moving on to our next section known as Fast Facts?
Fast Facts.
Boom, 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 boom. Fast Facts. I just wrote that.
Well, good. Copyright it.
But I own that. Should I go or do you want to go?
You go, but you should also check your phone just quickly.
Why?
Just because I sent you the picture.
Oh, on Instagram?
No, like
an email?
Text.
I don't have a text. I haven't gotten a text.
Oh, you will.
Oh, well, come on, interwebs. It's not like we're far from each other.
Oh, I know.
This is redonkulous. Somebody said they sent me a text earlier today and I didn't get it.
Well, what the hell?
What's going on?
It sounds like
is it because I'm in my basement and I have maybe nothing works down here? That's weird. Anyway.
It's such a great photo. You'll just love it.
I can't wait. Yep. I'm on the edge of my seat. Fast facts. Fast fact number 1. This makes me sound really smart. I used to think you pronounced the name Lloyd like Lloyd for like the first 16 years of my life. Andrew Lloyd Webber. Do you see that movie, Addams Family? Christopher Lloyd was in it. When someone said Lloyd, I was like, who the fuck's that? Like, I just, for some reason, I thought it was, sorry, there's 2 L's.
Lloyd.
But to fix the way that I sound as like a total absolute idiot, my second fast fact is that I can name and spell all 197 countries of the world.
I know, this is so amazing about
sit down for the next 40 minutes and listen as I start with Azerbaijan, Angola, Algeria, Albania, Andorra, Belarus, BELR. Okay, and then moving on, 3, when I was little, I wanted, I'm talking like elementary school, I wanted to either be a Broadway star or an archaeologist because I loved Indiana Jones.
Aww.
I am neither of those things.
Not yet. Well, and guess what? You haven't grown up yet either. There's still time.
Right?
I also mispronounced or misunderstood the pronunciation of a word. In Canada and in the Commonwealth, we have some strange pronunciations for things. So when we call the lieutenant governor lieutenant governor, even though it's spelled lieutenant, and lieutenant is a word on its own, but we pronounce it lieutenant, I thought it was left-handed.
Oh,
governor.
Left-handed Commander Worf. Well, good to know.
I mean, he would be great. But I asked my parents one day, I'm like, isn't it kind of like discriminatory? Like, what about people who are right-handed? Like, why is a left-handed person going to be better? And they're like, what the fuck? Fast fact 2, I sing and have won a karaoke competition before. You'd never know it with this voice, but it's like a fucking angel.
You sound amazeballs.
It's a real, people don't know what they're seeing. It doesn't match. And number 3, I also have a little kid one. I once got in trouble as a child for putting down 150 sheets of white paper onto the ground in the family room because I wanted to pretend I was in Care-a-Lot.
In what?
Care-a-Lot.
Oh, from the Bears.
From Care Bears. It was a cloud.
Oh my God.
So I ripped open a ream of paper and put all this paper down, and it was not cloudy.
Why would you get in trouble? This was the 80s when people just used and abused paper and trees.
Well, it was, I don't know. I did.
There you go. Star Trek gossip, if any, I wrote on my script. Not much, because it was the holidays and I kind of ignored everything to do with Star Trek and life and whatever, because it was the holidays. And I was like, I need a break. But I know that there was, hey, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you watched any short treks?
What are those?
What's that? Have you watched a single one?
What's that? No.
Ever?
No. Sarah, I've been busy watching all of Friends again and also all of The Office again.
The short treks are 8 minutes.
I don't have to. So they're on Crave, right?
They're on Crave, yeah.
I have to. So my issue is I used to have Crave as an app on my smart TV, and now it's on my actual Telus box, and I have to go change my input.
You know what? You could also just go to your PVR and set it to record them because they air on TV. So anyway.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
That'd be easier.
Okay. So 2 have come out since the last time we talked, and they were both animated.
17.
They're doing 6 for this season, and they did 3 for the last season. The 2 new ones came out. They're animated. They were awesome.
Cool.
And there's one coming out on January 9th, which is a couple days from now. And it is a teaser for Picard. And it's called Children of Mars. So if you go onto your PVR and search Star Trek or Star Trek shorts, you might be able to find it and you can record it.
Do it right now.
Picard is coming out. That's not even like Trek gossip. Did you know there's going to be a Picard show? Like, fuck my life here.
Oh my God.
I'm excited for it, and it's coming out soon, and we're going to watch it together via Zoom with the video on. I have a bottle of Prosecco set aside. Yes. I'm going to have the house to myself. So I'm going to be in my underwear with wine and the dog just like screaming at the TV. You and I recording all of it because I'm sure we'll have some good snippets to add to a future episode. The rest of my gossip has nothing to do with Star Trek, but it's space related. One, I am in love with Baby Yoda. You know what? Let me be one of the millions. I think it's adorable. Give me more memes. I can't get enough. I enjoyed The Mandalorian. I am glad I watched it. And two, I cannot wait for, of course, Picard, but the other show I can't wait for is Space Force, brought to you by Steve Carell and the people who brought you The Office, coming to Netflix.
Yeah.
And also I'm watching that show You. I didn't get to watch any today, but I've downloaded all of the rest of the season 1 for my phone so I can watch it on the bus going to work.
Okay. Yeah, I finished
I'm into it.
Oof.
Okay, I want to move into slumber party games.
Let's do it.
We did 2 BuzzFeed quizzes. Which Star Trek captain are you? And Star Trek The Next Generation character quiz. Haley, who did you get as a captain?
Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS. Can I do that? Like, that's not like a...
That's fine.
I can do that.
Whatever.
So I got Captain Picard. I'm not surprised.
Which show is he on? Is that Enterprise?
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm very sort of level. I'm very sort of like, which is it really? Fucking decide. I'm fairly level-headed in how I approach things. And I tend, even though I am like an anxious person, I tend to become a very calm leader in times of stress. Not all times, as you've seen. You can come back to the bar anytime. We're all your friends here. Remember that guy was so nice, the bartender. When I was
yeah, that was nice. We'll be your cheers.
Yeah, we'll be your cheers. Like, Merry Christmas. That was last Christmas. Anyway,
so what does it say specifically about Picard?
Oh, I didn't fucking write it down.
Oh, cool.
Do you want me to?
No.
Well,
awkward pause as I bite. I'm chewing my fingernail off, so that's why it's an awkward pause.
My cuticles are so bad right now. I can't. I'll look it up really quickly because I'll TNG quiz.
No, that's fine.
Well, everyone is a potato. What kind are you?
I'm a nugget.
I'm gonna do this while we wait. Who were you?
Oh, you know who I was? Who's the last person you'd expect me to be? Ben Sisko.
Ben Sisko. I fucking knew it.
And here's what it says. Your even-keeled, patient demeanor has many of your friends treating you like a kind of Zen guru, but it masks a fiery temper born from a past that is kind of dark. Heaven help anyone who gets in your way. You know what? It kind of makes sense because I try to be like pretty like closed off and chill, but inside I'm raging. So I don't know. I was never, I'm just going to say it. I was never a fan of Sisko. At all. But when I look back on him, I kind of like him. Like, I love how he had these moments. Like, there's nothing more appealing to me as a woman as the guy who's always never smiling. And then you catch that moment where they're being like silly and they're smiling and they're like, he did that. Like, just like Picard did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like that. So I feel like I need to watch Deep Space Nine again, but 2020 is the year of Voyager, and I'm doing a rewatch of Voyager.
Oh, God, love Voyager. FYI, I'm a sweet potato. I'm kind, caring, considerate, and a great friend. I'm a bit shy at times, but still have some great friends.
Oh, God. You're not a sweet potato.
No. If anything, I could be a rotten potato. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Ew, potato. You're a hot potato.
That's true. TNG character. That was the other one that we did, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I hate this one.
Do you want to know who I am?
I do.
Captain Jean.
You got him again?
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
When did you take this quiz? Were you high?
I was literally in the bath when you texted me 4 hours ago, and I did it then. And as I was doing it, I'm like, don't you fucking drop this phone in the back. Because I did that with my old Google Pixel. And the phone was totally fine, except for
you were taking photos of yourself in the bathtub, weren't you?
The hot tub?
Bathtub.
Yeah, the bathtub. Yes, I was. But it's just... like the Wi-Fi chip fried, so I have this like perfectly good Google Pixel. Anyway, I didn't drop it in the water, but I am Picard again.
Okay.
And again, I'm not mad about it.
Okay.
I like Earl Grey tea. Mm-hmm. I'm also level-headed.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm a little bit of a bore. And I used to have a ready room when I owned a house. So it all and can I just say, Riker's my number one.
Oh, there you go.
With a beer. And you?
I got fucking Wesley Crusher. Fuck my life.
Oh my God.
Says, you are a gifted prodigy, true, who can be counted on to swoop in with a solution at the last minute, perhaps at the chagrin of those around you. Deal with it. You were also probably picked last in gym class. A lot. Yep. But that's okay, because someday you will transcend space and time and leave all those losers behind. To that I say, eat my dust, but also I'd rather have been the fucking traveler. And you know what? When I did this, I was drunk. So I wrote it in my notes. I was like, I'm drunk. I'm doing this fucking again and answering different. So I did it again at work sober and I got him again.
Oh my God, Wesley. That's why I love you so much.
Oh.
Did you add that piece about transcending?
No.
No, it was in there. You didn't add that yourself?
No. I'm going to transcend space and time according to BuzzFeed.
Oh, God.
All right. I'll send out those links on Twitter when the episode drops. So we're here today to talk to you about an episode of Star Trek, The Next Generation. This one comes to you...
Okay.
I don't know what I'm saying. Okay.
This one comes to you from Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Still on that?
It's an episode of Star Trek, The Next Generation.
The episode is called The Lonely Among Us.
It's not called The Lonely Among... Oh, is it?
Which one did you fucking watch?
I watched
Enterprise.
Is that how I sound?
Nope.
I watched
Enterprise. That's how I sound after a few drinks. I heard it on the last podcast. My fucking lisp comes out, man.
My favorite meal of the day is breakfast. That was me. Jesus. No, sorry.
Are you looking for?
Are you looking for?
No, you.
The Lonely Among Us. It was I thought it was just Lonely Among Us.
All right.
Among Us.
Episode synopsis. Are you ready?
It is just Lonely Among Us, not The Lonely Among Us. Fucking figure it out.
All right. I have 2 pages of notes on the episode.
Get ready, everyone. But wait.
Get a drink. Take a pause. Go for a pee.
What did Bill and Dan
Pull over.
Say?
Pull out. Whatever you gotta do.
Oh, Jesus, I just snorted.
Do we do what Bill and Dan say after or before? We always do it after, but let's do it before. One of them said to see it.
Do we always do it after?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, then let's do it after.
Well, obviously we're doing it because they said skip it.
Yeah.
So someone said skip it, so we watched it. Someone said see it. We'll tell you who it was after.
All right, go.
Listening. All right. Flutes. Start us off. Then we are teased with the hotness of snake-like aliens that look like something from my worst nightmares. They are high maintenance and need to be upwind from the Antikins.
Fucking Antikins.
What? Unusual object ahead. Looks like one of Frank's farts. They wish to go closer. It's just like a big cloud. My dog farts a lot, so I said, it looks like Frank's farts. They're not purple. Worf has been told he has to learn. So he is hanging out with Geordi, just for your information. The purple fart cloud is changing shape as they try and skirt around it, and Worf is zapped by an electric current of some kind. We see the Antikins. They look like dogs, like something again from my worst nightmare. Crusher gets the same energy shock from Worf and is not okay, though she tells Troy she's perfectly fine, quite normal now. The ship hits warp 8 to get shit done. Oh, here's Wesley in that hideous orange turtleneck, and he's all excited that for once his mom is interested in him. Psych, she's not herself. She doesn't give a shit about what you're up to. Dr. Crusher helps herself to the bridge and wrings her hands more than a woman trying to convince me to buy Palmolive. The doctor gives over the energy to the computer's helm control and leaves disoriented and goes to sickbay. Malfunction? But the ship is new. It can't be. Someone did this to the ship. I can't believe someone did this. This must be one of the guests. And then Sherlock Holmes is mentioned, and I yawn. Wesley continues to be a little bitch in engineering, and Dr. Crusher has a Snuggie on and is reading. She does not remember talking to her son in the morning. The energy thing zaps Mr. Singh, and now he's dead.
He was shot right in the crotch.
He was like taking it like you wouldn't believe.
I was like, ooh.
Can I just say, why the fuck is a kid involved in the murder investigation? Can we get him out of this room, please? They question the two alien races, thinking they caused some of the sabotage. Dr. Crusher and Worf realize they both have missing time, and Troy wants to hypnotize them. And then fuck Data. He is the worst, indubitably. And also, for someone with no emotion, how does he know how to make his face stupid and sarcastic and cocky? I hate him. Trade in Data and give me C-3PO. I said it. Troy is hypnotizing the doctor in her booby shirt. How is someone supposed to focus? That's almost exactly what you said, as though there were something else inside you. Name of Dr. Crusher's sex tape.
Yep.
Troy tells Picard she thinks something invaded Worf and Picard. Let's proceed without the pipe. Name of Picard's sex tape. The helm is down. Picard gets zapped now, and Geordi thinks he saw something. Everything is fine. Let's double back. Wait, what? Everyone looks at Picard with question. I want to go back to that energy cloud. I don't care if we're late. Everyone is now questioning Picard, and he shuts that shit down. Then we see a young Miles O'Brien.
Yes.
Secret meeting takes place. Troy says that Picard is dangerous and he can be relieved of duty by the doctor. Cue the ominous church bells to make this moment serious. Riker and the doctor confront Picard, who demands everyone else get psych test. What happened to your mind, doctor? Barks Picard. The aliens are chasing each other around, and Picard confirms for the doctor that he's not himself. There's something else hanging in him. The ship makes it back to the fart cloud. I have an announcement for the bridge! A sentient being was snatched and taken away and has tried to return home. It feels badly for killing Mr. Singh. It has a lot in common with Picard, like a sense of adventure. I'm going to beam Picard's energy right into the fart cloud so he can be one with the fart cloud. Cue the lightning hands. Red alert. The crew is subdued. Picard beams himself off the ship. It's been an hour and they're leaving his ass. So that's not much time. Wait! Shouts out Troy at the right time. Picard is out there alone. The combo wasn't possible. We have to beam him back. But how? Troy gets a message to him. She straight up can't, though. Oh wait, she feels something. Geordi's panel is acting up. Picard is in the ship's circuitry. They rush to the transporter room and ta-da! It's the captain. And Data smiled, which robots with no emotions can't do. I'm sorry.
I know.
Picard is all disgruntled and confused. She's back to normal but confused. At least you got rid of the damn pipe. Best line in the episode. This is where the episode should have ended. But no. Yar tells Riker there's blood, and he snaps at her. This isn't a good time. Are you fucking kidding me? She's the chief of security. Her job is to keep the delegates safe. There is a possible murder, and Riker is more concerned about Picard having a nap. That is dismissive fucking men, toxic masculinity, bullshit episode. And
whoa. End scene.
I hated it. I was like, I watched the episode and I was like, this isn't the worst episode. This is fine. And that last scene pissed me off.
Yeah. I don't know where to start because I kind of want to talk about that as well, but I also kind of want to go through it because I made notes.
We're here to talk about Star Trek. Apparently that's what the podcast is about.
Yeah, apparently. So, okay, I'm going to start with my thoughts on the episode. I got to say at the very beginning, I just love those formal uniforms. They're killing it. I thought Worf was being so snarky about being a junior officer. Like, oh, Worf, learn. I'm like, good things happen for you, including having like a piece of shit kid later in life. I also think that when he was shocked by the censor and he did that yell, it was like the worst Klingon yell I've ever heard. And I'm embarrassed that I watched and heard it. It was like, I just kind of thought like that wasn't even him.
I felt like I just heard him doing it. You did it so well.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
The fart cloud, they said they were so keen on saying, it's energy, not matter. And I'm like, but you can see the energy? Science? Can you dial in here? Like what? And then they call it a cloud later. I'm like, so isn't a cloud like particles and shit? Anyway, I don't know. Also, I have to say, I'm on board with the Enterprise no pun intended, the crew not eating like real animals, you know, like when Riker is like, oh, we don't keep animals to eat them anymore. They're made out of particles or some shit. I mean, I feel like that's the way that we're headed anyway. So
Beyond
they're like,
meat.
yeah, they're super ahead of their time. I like, though, as I said earlier, I ate approximately 23 chicken wings for dinner tonight. So I don't fucking.
You know what I made tonight? This is going to throw you back to like the 90s or early 80s. Fucking shake and bake.
Shake and bake!
I haven't had shake and bake in probably 15 years. And I saw it and I was like, I'm doing it. I'm buying it. I don't give a shit.
I wanted to make shake and bake. Okay, so they still sell it, obviously.
Yeah, I got extra crispy. It was great.
Okay, because I'm having like my god sister and her kids over tomorrow, and I'm making chicken tenders or whatever. And I was just gonna do
chicken
panko,
tendies. Awesome, get it.
I might do. Yeah, maybe I will. Okay, so unlike you, I thought Wesley looked so cute in this episode. That sweater, I could just see it on my floor. I need to know. I hope he's 18 in that episode. Nope. I have to say I don't like the Antikins, the guy who looks like a dog with the Traveler 3-fingered hands. Also, the other snake aliens have 3-fingered hands. Like, what's up with the 3-fingered hands?
They use the same props over and over, maybe?
Then I got a little bit bored, but then I was like, hey, wait, is that Miles O'Brien? Is that the first time we've seen him?
I want to say yes, but I'm not positive.
I'm not positive either.
So tell me on Twitter. Am I right? Am I wrong? I think it's the first time, but
it was the first time.
We haven't watched all the episodes because we're only watching the skip-its. So he could have been in one of the see-its.
I have to say I was also concerned that once Picard was taken over by the entity, that the crew really didn't have an adequate enough plan to like deal with it. I mean, they all approached him about their concerns, and he was like, "Yeah, we mean," like he just kind of waved them off. But like he's obviously been compromised. Like, isn't that?
But you know what? That's so realistic because I have worked with people in an authoritative position who were just like that and should have been questioned, and no one had the balls to do it. So,
tell me about it.
Let's be real here. I mean. You're
Stephen
You're hired to do a job, and it's to bend over and
it's true. Okay. So, but there was a thing that they could have done, and they waited until it was too late to actually do it. And then he was all like lightning hands.
I kind of liked him like that.
I know, he was kind of like badass, right? He was like, fuck you, this is happening.
Yeah.
And then like after he's beamed back into the transporter room, yada yada. And Yar comes in. Can you, like, why was everyone making such light of one of the delegates being murdered?
I know.
Like not even just murdered, but murdered and then like provided to the chef so they could cook this person for the other delegates.
Picard just like claps Riker on the shoulder, like, guess this is your problem, doodle-doo. Like, it's not a sitcom ending. You've been a murderer.
Yeah,
this is a whole other episode that we need to have about who murdered the dog man or the snake man.
Those delegates. So, like, what the fuck?
I know.
Anyway, I just thought it was so strange.
Riker's just really like snippy, and like I like a firm hand, but don't be a dick. Also, there's a difference between being condescending and being dominant.
Yeah.
And Riker's a condescending piece of shit in a lot of these episodes. It's happened so many times where I'm just like, what the fuck? Grow a beard and you'll be fine.
Exactly. So
the power comes in the beard.
It does. So all this comes down to what Dan and Bill said. Dan said, skip it. Truth be told, I have not seen this episode in years and I don't remember much about it. There must have been a reason for that. Yeah. Bill, see it. Although it seems like a bit of a ripoff of the Tholian web in part, it's an entertaining enough hour of Star Trek to watch again.
You know what? I'm going to say quickly.
Yeah.
1, the makeup was horrible.
Oh, God.
Now I am a huge fan and the makeup magic of Star Trek. I went to makeup school, so I understand how difficult it is to do what they do. But the Antikins in particular were bad. Like you could see around the eyes.
I know.
And then when Worf like first got zapped and like the color, like I could see like the line on his jaw. Like I was just like, no.
Figure it out.
Number 2, I really actually liked Mr. Singh. And anybody on Twitter remind me, was he in another episode prior to this? I don't know.
I don't remember him.
But I thought he was great, and I thought that he would have been a really good major character. And I would really like to have seen more of Mr. Singh. So when he died, I was actually like, oh, fuck, I didn't know that happened. That sucks. I say see it. It's not the best, but it's not bad. It's kind of a good mystery episode. We really get Patrick Stewart's acting chops. He's fun in this episode.
Yes.
I kind of forgot about this episode. So when I watched it, I was actually kind of interested to see what would happen.
Yeah.
The only thing is that I hated Data and the whole Sherlock Holmes thing. And I hated Riker at the end of this episode. So I vote that I am siding with Bill. Sorry, Dan.
I feel like this episode really did not capture my interest, so I'm siding with Dan and skipping it. Though this does bring me to Would You Rather? Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited for this.
Would you rather fucking deal with Data as a pretentious Sherlock Holmes as your dinner party guest, or, and this is also not good, wear Wesley's sweater non-ironically to a funeral and do not answer any questions related to said sweater?
I would rather wear the sweater.
Me too, because Data was so...
I'm going to get controversial here for a second.
Do it. You know what?
I'm not a fan of Data.
Real.
I'm not a fan of Data. I'm not. I don't like him. I don't think I ever really did. I like Brent Spiner. I think he did a phenomenal job. There are moments, I guess, but maybe it's because I'm doing a rewatch now of all of the Star Wars films, and there's androids and there's, computer generated life forms, and they're funny, and the smug, I'm Sherlock Holmes. No, just maybe it's season 1 Data.
I don't know.
I'm over it already, and we just started this podcast and I'm over it.
So, no, I think it is season 1 Data. I think you do like Data. Think about Data dealing poker.
Data dancing.
Data
trying to fall in love.
forcing people to do his poems about his cat. And I'm thinking about Nemesis when, spoiler alert, Data dies. And I cried.
Yeah.
But then I thought, well, there's before. But also, Data's a bit of a stage hog. He's kind of like the worst human, and he's trying to be human. You know what? No, we're going to lose people if we...
I don't know. I think it's just... I worry now that this podcast was a bad idea because I'm watching episodes I loved when I was 14 and I'm 39, and times have changed. And I'm a way more bitter person, and it takes a lot to amuse me. I don't know. I think it's just, I liked Data a lot when I was young, and I think it's interesting because I liked Riker a lot, and now here I am as a grown woman being like, fuck that guy's being a piece of shit on this episode, and I don't like him. Like, it's just, I'm seeing things that I've experienced in real life in these characters. So as a result, I'm just like, I don't like that character because I know that guy. I've dealt with that person. I've dealt with that situation. I know that woman. I've worked with her.
You know that android.
Yeah, I know that android. And I just also do not like Sherlock Holmes. I've never seen the movies. I've never read the books. I don't give a shit. I don't care. If he was James Bond, it would have been better.
Oh, Pierce Brosnan.
That's close, but yeah.
I think it's just a typical season 1.
Yeah, it's the season 1 episode.
I was at the store today, and this guy's like, what are you doing for the rest of the day? The cashier.
Oh, I hate when they ask that shit.
Yeah, well, I was like, I'm gonna like make some
surgery
stuff. Yeah, he's like, you gonna watch Canada versus Russia? And I was like, I didn't even know that hockey game was on. No. And I said, actually, in fact, I had to watch an episode of Star Trek tonight. And he said, oh, well, I hope it's a good one. And I said, actually, it won't be because it's from season 1 in TNG. And he's like, well, I hope it's still good. And I'm like, it won't be.
He just wants you to take your change and go.
I know. He's like, please leave.
Here's your receipt, ma'am.
I don't need it.
Here's your box of wine. Do you want a bag, ma'am?
I didn't get a box. Thank you.
Were you at the liquor store?
Yeah, it was the liquor store.
I know you so well. It's only 2 places you go. It's the Market on Yates or the liquor store.
Dude, I also go to Fairways, and I went to Dan's farm today. It was a farm, actual farm. That's where I made my leek and potato soup. Real leeks, real shallots, real potatoes from the farm.
Okay. Don't be mad at me. I love you.
Love you too. It was good soup. Do you need lunch tomorrow?
Do I need a lunch? I made my lunch. I pre-made my whole week of food. Fine. That's what I do on Sundays. I pre-made a big giant vat of chili. Do you want to hear about my chili? Can we take a pause?
I tell you about my chili.
Tell
me what's in your chili.
There's 2 chicken breasts. There's corn, black beans, kidney beans, tomatoes, black seed powder, kale, and
the fuck is black seed powder?
Flax seed.
Oh, flax. Sorry.
And chili seasoning, and it's healthy, and I made enough that I have lunch for 4 days in a row, and then I made a side salad with arugula and spinach, feta, chickpeas, and red onion and tomatoes, and then I hard-boiled some eggs for breakfast. Done.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It's somewhat healthy because holy shit, like I said earlier, I blasted through some jeans. I saw a video. My boyfriend was like, "Oh, look at this fun video of when the puppy was first at the house," and I'm running around chasing the puppy in the backyard in sweatpants, and I look like Jabba the fucking Hutt. I almost like cried. I said nothing because nothing's worse than someone being like, "Oh my god, I look so fat, delete that video." I just shut my mouth, but inside I died a little and was like, okay, yep, okay. I turn 40 in June. I have 5 months to work on this and maybe just tighten up a little shit. And it was, I mean, granted, the camera adds 40 pounds and I was wearing really baggy sweatpants, and I had my hair like in a greasy top knot, but still,
I hear you. Like I said, but I had the opposite when you posted that photo of me and Brad at STLV, and I was like, I was never that skinny, and then I was like, I'm busting through these fucking sweatpants right now. Like, glad I ate all those chicken wings. I mean,
my body too bootylicious for you, baby. Yeah. Nailed it.
Love that song.
I love it. Okay. That is what we have to say about Lonely Among Us. I say see it. Haley says skip it.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about this episode. I'm excited to watch the next one, Justice. I loved it when I was young. I loved it. I cannot wait to see how that one translates now.
Me too.
Oof. Oh, those outfits. There's a goal. Everyone I'm going to wear one of those cutout white bodysuits. Just step on the flowers while I'm in Vegas, baby. Okay. Let's not a bit. Have you listened to the last podcast on the left talk about the movie Cats yet?
No.
A crime against cinema.
Oh no. I believe it.
Oh man, they ripped that movie a new one.
I appreciate that people tried.
Jellicle cats, angelical cats, jellicle cats, angelical cats.
It sounds awful.
It's horrible. All right, let's rewind. For our rewind with regards to STLV, we are going to step aside and do something a bit different.
Yeah.
Yes. We are going to discuss our top 5 Star Trek memories from the last decade. Because as y'all know, it's now 2020. And don't be that person who's like, actually, the decade starts with 2021. I don't want to hear it. I'm talking about between 2010 and 2019. And that may or may not include Star Trek Las Vegas for both of us. So with that said, Haley, I would love to hear what your top 5 memories are. And please just feel free to go on a tangent with some of them, embellish, get into it. I want this podcast to be 4 hours long. So fucking stop, take a pee, get a drink, settle in. We're doing this. I am at the end of my giant drink. It's upsetting, but I'm gonna. Should we take a pause and go get new drinks?
Well, I also have to pee.
Okay.
Do you want to quickly do that?
Yeah.
And keep recording.
Okay, I'll just keep recording.
Okay.
Okay.
Be right back. Dig into your heart, got lost in this game, oh baby. Oopsie.
Hello? Oh, Haley's not back.
You.
Hi.
Wait, I'm not
I did not go to the bathroom, but I did make another drink.
Now I'm back. Okay, so my first memory.
Did you get more to drink?
Yeah.
What did you get? More Pinot Gris?
No, Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh.
I'm mixing red and white. It's like a rain. I hate myself. Okay. So I gotta tell you, like I had sort of not an issue, just like trouble coming up with 5 memories.
Oh my God.
Well, I also have bad memory. Like I don't remember things just as a rule.
Do you keep like,
No.
Do you have, okay, I have actually, sidebar.
Okay. Yeah.
I was like, I got up really, really early this morning because I couldn't sleep and the dog was bugging me. So I was like,
how early? What time?
Like I got up at like 6 something.
No.
On a weekend. I try to sleep until like 7:30 on a weekend, and I got up at like 6:45, which is fine because I get up at like 5:45 most days. But anyway, I was like, oh, let's play on my computer, put my headphones on, and I was like, I'm gonna do some video editing of the Star Trek videos so I can have stuff ready for when I'm editing and referencing or whatever. But I was going through my photos. I literally have no photos from when we went to STLV the first time.
Oh.
In 2005. So if you have anything, even if it's just of like the experience or whatever, send it to me because I'd love to have it, because I literally only have a photo of me with Shatner, and it's like a thumbnail. It's really small for some reason. And I have a photo of me maybe with a Klingon that worked at the experience. Like I have nothing. And I think I pulled off stuff from my old laptop, but maybe I didn't. So maybe I should see if I can get my old laptop up and working. But either way, I was like, oh,
yeah,
bummer.
And this is my thing too. Like I don't take pictures often. And so
I'm starting to realize that I'm really unique in the way that I try to like capture memories, like with my journals and stuff, because my boyfriend's the same way. He doesn't take a lot of photos. And then I'll be like, oh, remember when we went to this car show? He's like, what? Nope. And I'm like, oh, well, I have 400 fucking photos.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like I just don't. Anyway, I won't go into it.
Okay, so you struggled, but did you find 5 or did you find 3?
I found 4.
Cool.
So the
I can't wait.
One, and I think we've talked about this before maybe, but the first one was when we were at a local Comic Con here many, many years ago.
What year was that?
Fucking, I don't know, 20.
I was thinking about it today, actually.
2010, 9?
I want to say 8 or 9.
8 or 9. It wasn't
I was single.
Oh.
So it would have been like 8 or 9.
So we were at this party and I noticed Richard Hatch was at the bar waiting to order a drink.
Yeah.
Fuck. So I slinked over all cool because like we had that connection at STLV that one year where he was like, oh, you should do voiceovers. And I was like, I have a cold. I don't actually sound like this. And I said, hey, can I buy you a drink? And then I remembered that we were at a hotel at the bar and that he could potentially order an expensive scotch. And I had like $20 to my name. So I was like, oh, but nothing too expensive though. And then he ended up getting like some random beer on tap. And I was like, fuck, like, because I knew that he didn't want that at all. Okay, my second memory is I really liked seeing the exhibit of Discovery at STLV in 2017. I wasn't really sure what to expect from the series, and I really liked having something to check out before it came out. And then I didn't like it because of the squares, but then I did like it. Do you know when Discovery's starting again? What the hell?
I think it's going to be probably like a spring one. They haven't said anything yet because everyone's focused on Picard. Okay, Picard's the winter show, so I'm assuming that it's going to be the spring. Like March, April or whatever, but I could be wrong.
So, and then this brings me to my next memory, and like this is still pretty fresh, but like, man, when I saw that Picard trailer with Riker in it, that was so emotional for me. I feel so connected to TNG, and having them reprise their roles obviously it means more to me than I thought it would. So I can't wait. Really. Memory number 4, crying alone at the Cheesecake Factory in Las Vegas. Just kidding. No, my other good memory is it's still STLV related, but it's like literally just us riding the escalator down to the Hilton from the monorail station and just like knowing what excitement and fun were waiting for us to find when the experience was still operating and Space Quest.
The smells, the sounds.
Yeah, everything about it. And just like going down and being like, here we go. I can't wait. Everybody that we love. and all our friends that we've met and people that we haven't met yet. And yeah, anyway,
all of it.
That's all I have. And 5, TBD.
No.
No.
Okay.
You?
Those are good.
Thanks.
It's a long time. It's a long stretch of time.
Well, so much has happened in the last 10 years. I can't. A lot of it, I'm just gonna like throw a big weighted blanket over that, and that never happened. So
I had the opposite problem of what you had, and I couldn't just pick 5. But that's because I spent the day on my laptop, like going through so much stuff. And just trying to figure out like what was pre 2010 and what was actually within the decade, because I get confused when it's like, because we went to Vegas so many times before 2010, right? Yeah. We went in 2005 and all these things. So my top 5 are in order because I thought really hard and long about the order. So number 5, my favorite memory is when I shared the Picard trailer with you on this podcast. And that therefore encompasses just this podcast in general. I am really excited that we have the podcast. I'm really excited that we're doing this. I'm having so much fun right now just like talking to you. And I really enjoyed that we actually caught that moment for real and it wasn't like a fake, because it's like it just kind of sums up like our love for it. Like we may talk a lot of shit and just get raunchy and gross, but like we love it. And I knew that you would love seeing the podcast, the trailer. So I put that as my number 5.
Oh, thanks.
Number 4, when I saw the Star Trek exhibit at the P&E in Vancouver. This was probably in like 2011 or 12 maybe. And I really enjoyed it because, one, it was a chance for me to like see something that I hadn't seen like at home. Like, I always had to go to Vegas to kind of see this kind of stuff. So it was like a hop, skip, and a jump away from home to go to Vancouver and see something so epic that had like the bridge, you can get a photo on it. And it had like all the different like knickknacks and uniforms and like history. But I also got to take my boyfriend, who's still my boyfriend because we've been together for like 9 years. But like I kind of like pull him into something that was like me, which was Star Trek, and being like, you're gonna stand in line, you're gonna fucking deal with it, and we're gonna go to this. And he had fun and he enjoyed it, and it was really cool to kind of have like that. Like it was a cool thing to do. Number 3, my favorite memory would probably be, and I don't know when the date was for this, but it's when I finally sat my ass down and binged watched season 1 of Discovery. Because that is what helped me fall in love with the show. Because when Discovery was announced to be a show, I was so excited. I was like, yeah, we have Star Trek's back on TV. Fuck yeah. I'm one of those guys at a fucking football game that's painted in green and I'm slamming beers. I was so excited. And then I watched the first couple episodes and I was like, I don't like it.
Yeah, same.
I was like, I'm bored. I don't know what's going on. I don't care. And I was super bummed because I really like Sonequa Martin Green because I'm a huge Walking Dead fan and I knew her from Walking Dead. I was kind of bummed and everyone's online talking about how great the show is. And I was just like, fuck, I'm all bitter about it. And then finally, I think it was close to I can't remember if the season 1 was over or if it was almost over, but I finally sat my ass down and I watched like 4 or 5 episodes in a row and just like in a matter of a week watched all of season 1. And I was like, I get it. I like it. I'm into it. For me, some shows are better binged and some shows are better episodic, right? Excuse me, I'm burping, so here we go. At least it's not the hiccups.
So funny.
Oh god. Anyway, that's a good one because it feels good to be able to join in with the crowd and be excited. Because once I got really into season 1, I was like, I'm ready for season 2. I get it. I'm part of the hype. I'm into it. Like Picard is easy. Like there's no question about it. I cannot wait for Picard. It could be a freaking puppetry thing. And I'm like, I'm into it. It's Picard. But Discovery, it took me a little bit. And when I finally jumped into it, I was really excited. My memory number 2 would be when I made the video at STLV 2011. This was the year I went alone. I had just gotten out of a really shitty relationship and I just needed to do something that felt good. And I was like, I'm going to Star Trek Las Vegas. And you couldn't make it, unfortunately. And I went and I made a video, and all the video, like a chunk of it was like dedicated to you because it was all the different people that we know and love sending you a message on a video. And I had so much fun making that part of the video. And I couldn't wait to get home and share that video with you. because it was Holly and Lisa and Alan Wrench and Evan English and Darren and everyone, like Baron and everybody,
and Gabe.
Pandora and everyone's like, we wish you were here.
Giles.
Sarah's being a nightmare without you. Why aren't you here? We'll see you next year. And it was just like, it just made it that much better, because it was kind of a hard trip to go on by myself, and I did miss you, but to come back and be like, guess what I did, it was super fun. So that's number 2. Number 1 is STLV 2010 penthouse party, smoking cigars and drinking pours on an empty fucking stomach.
Fuck yeah.
It was so
another
cool.
jawbreaker,
it was so cool. Like, cause like we were just super excited to be a part of it all, for like Chase Masterson to be like, come to my party. And we're like, okay. Like, why wouldn't we? And we get on this random shuttle and drive past like the local hospital to some random penthouse with no food. And we had cigars the size of a child's fist. And it was just, like, so stupid. But we had so much fun. And I remember being like, it was just so exciting and so fun to be like, I have no idea where this night is going. And I love nights like that. Some of my favorite nights in life were the nights where I'm like, I have no idea where I'm going. And it's always fun. So,
well, and 100%, like, we were in bed by like 11.
Oh my God. I found a photo of us standing on the patio of that penthouse with our fucking cigars. Fuck, who the hell did we think we were?
And cigars, can I be honest, taste like a hamster cage. I'm not buying the right ones. They're not good. You're supposed to inhale, right?
I can't swallow my drink. I'm laughing so hard.
Oh, we know how to do it.
Oh, we know how to do it. So, Haley, I'm just gonna. It's 8:53, and I still kind of want to keep talking, so people can deal with it. I'm having fun.
I am, and can I just interrupt you because my laptop's battery is at 69%.
69.
69.
I had 68. I'll just tell you one.
I'll just tell you, like, as an aside, when I was 14 in grade 10, a friend of mine was like, yeah, 69. And I was like, what's that? And he drew me like a stick figure.
What grade were you in? How old were you?
I was in grade 10, but I was 14. Like, I graduated young because I skipped kindergarten and grade 1. I had them in 1 year.
Whoa.
So I was young, but
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. What? That's why I'm like younger than all of my peers.
Tell me about it. Everyone's younger than me, it feels like. Anyway.
I haven't seen your dog yet.
You haven't met my dog yet. I've had him since July.
I know.
You need to come fucking over.
Well, what the fuck are you doing like Tuesday evening?
Everybody, you're witness to this. I am excited to have the house to myself, and we're going to go out and we're going to do our thing. But there's also a Saturday and Sunday after, and you can come here and hang out during the day. I'll make Caesars. You can meet the dog, and maybe we can record the next episode and watch Justice together.
The fuck is Justice?
The next episode we fucking review, you Jesus.
Sorry, I was thinking about something else completely.
I guess so
I was
bad.
like, where am I?
Blocked on all social media. Ow, my elbows hurt real bad.
Yeah, block me on all the social media that I'm on, Sarah. Thanks.
Yammer. My elbows hurt so much, dude.
What? Dude, what have you done?
I've been like leaning on my bench, my workbench.
Why?
Because I'm like lazy. I'm like,
why?
I'm like leaning into my microphone, listening to you.
I'm leaning on my thighs, and guess what? They're not complaining because they're as big as pillows. I need to go on a diet.
Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Here we go. Let's shut this down.
Oh,
hey,
guess what? You can find us online.
Do you like Star Trek? Do you fucking like this podcast? Do you hate it? Do you want to talk about it? Visit us and our friends over at TrekGeeks.com.
TrexGeeks.com is a completely different site.
You'll find us. Sarah runs the social media for Rewind.
Not anymore. I do.
Rewind on Twitter. Twitter and Instagram. And that's the...
Okay. No. Let's do this proper.
Okay.
If you would like...
Hey, I got this.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hey, do you hate us? Do you like Star Trek? Do you want more quality podcasts like this one? Visit us and our other friends over at trekgeeks.com. Sarah runs the social media for Rewind at Trek Rewind on Twitter and on Facebook.
Instagram. Cut.
Oh, dear. This is all going. Okay, go.
Facebook, Trek Geeks, or Camp Kittimer, where you can actually join in on a Star Trek conversation that is full of really cool people, and there is no gatekeeping and no bullying. It's a great place to go and talk about Star Trek. Instagram, Trek Rewind. Twitter, Trek Rewind. There's also Trek Geeks. Get it, got it, need it, love it, listen. If you would like to receive 15% off your next purchase with Fansets, please use our discount code REWIND. And that's all capital letters, REWIND. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much to Fansets. Thank you to 5 Year Mission for letting us use your awesome music. And once again, Bill and Dan, you two are the kings. Have so much fun in LA when you go to the red carpet Picard. Oh,
I'm so jealous.
We're so mad. We'll see you in Vegas.
Go with you. I have a gown.
Oh my God. I don't even have a gown. I got a potato sack. Coconut.